Earlier this year, President Biden embraced Bidenomics, the term many news outlets use to describe his economic policies. But recently, some have noticed the president may be distancing himself from that term. Longtime user of the word Bidenomics, Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman, is here with us now. I mean, the branding doesn't seem to be working, doesn't seem to be going over well with voters. So I guess he's just getting rid of it?
That seems to be the case. I've been writing about the week in Bidenomics ever since he became president, and I'm going to continue to use it, and I think the press will continue to use it. But NBC News adroitly noticed that the word Bidenomics has not appeared in a Biden speech since November 1st, and that coincides with the fact that voters seem to think Bidenomics is a failure. So maybe Biden kind of feels like, hey, maybe I want to take my name off this thing so people don't associate me so much with high inflation and declining paychecks in real terms. But we've been talking about this for a long time. Biden's approval rating sank as inflation went up and spiked in 2022. But now that inflation has come down, Biden's approval rating hasn't budged. It has stayed right down. I mean, it is basically as low right now at about 38 or 39% as it was last summer when inflation peaked at 9% and gasoline prices hit $5 a gallon. Gas is now around $3.25 a gallon, inflation down to 3.2%, but Biden is still at 38%. So his idea that he has a lot to brag about with the economy, and he's going to call it Bidenomics, apparently not so much.
And Rick, I'm going to completely switch gears here on you. I want to get your take on these headlines I've seen about Governor DeSantis and sort of the tensions here with the super PAC supporting his campaign. As a student of politics, Rick, just want to get your take on that.
Well, the DeSantis campaign is just going down. I mean, that seems very, very clear. At the beginning, I think some Republicans thought he had a real fighting chance of actually displacing Donald Trump, not just being a distant number two to Donald Trump, but actually being Trumpy without the baggage. And he has just completely failed to catch on with voters. He is not a warm and fuzzy guy at all. He seems standoffish, and he's just gotten no traction. And now Nikki Haley is the one who's getting all the attention. More money's flowing to Nikki Haley. So what seems to be happening in the DeSantis campaign is what often happens when campaigns kind of go down in flames, which is everybody starts blaming everybody else. People start to bail. So we're getting word today that his the main super PAC associated with his campaign, the director of the super PAC is leaving. DeSantis, people are blaming the super PAC. The super PAC doesn't run the campaign. The candidate runs a campaign, and while they're, that legally they're not allowed to talk to each other, the campaign and the super PAC. I think everybody thinks that that's pretty much of a joke. They sort of speak to each other in sign language, if you will. But what really is happening here is the DeSantis campaign is just failing. We're going to see another debate. So DeSantis is going to be on the stage for another Republican debate coming up soon. But we got the Iowa caucuses coming up in January. And at that point, we'll see if DeSantis has any staying power, but he's completely underperformed expectations.
Was there any upside to the Gavin Newsom debate, Rick?
I guess a little bit. So I don't know what Gavin Newsom had to gain from this. I mean, he was on a hostile turf with a debate hosted by Fox News and apparently giving DeSantis some advantages, including a friendly host, Sean Hannity, who has said to the audience he's a conservative and he favors DeSantis. For DeSantis, I guess he got to appear on the screen with just one other person instead of 5, as it has been in the debates, which maybe will now be down to 4, maybe even get smaller than that. But when you're failing, there's really no amount of publicity that does you any good. So did this make him any more likable or boost his standing among Republicans, including Fox News watchers? I doubt it. And I'm not even sure he won the debate. I mean, most of the sort of reviews I've seen say, it was a draw and not really great TV anyway.
Rick Newman, always love having you. Thank you, buddy. Have a great weekend.
See you guys. You too.